Alright, welcome back. This is my Survivor Series War Games review. I've watched the whole show and this is what I think about it. So, we'll start off with the first match, which was the Women's War Games match. It was okay. It started off very bland, but it got some heat. I think it missed Rhea Ripley for the most part because she came late. But I think Last Legend should have started early. I think she could have really put some put some weight into the match. It was an okay match. I would give it a 3 out of 5. It was nothing very special like we had for the past few years in women's war games, and of course there was no story between the women, so that's definitely also hurting it. But I feel like as an in ring perspective, it was an okay match. There were really not that many spots. The only spots were like Io Sky. That's about it. Kairi Sane had a few spots with the chain thing. I thought it was really cool as well. But I don't think we started off well with the war games with Charlotte Flair and Asuka, especially because we are already seen this happen the past Friday night on SmackDown. So uh, that's my go. I really don't. It was okay. Like it did the job, but I had my expectations way above. I think Becky Lynch was also a bit underwhelming at some point. Yeah, I would say that. But I think it was it was a fine match. It was a great start. I think. Sorry, it was a great way to start the match. It pumped the crowd up when Rhea Ripley came out, and yeah, that was basically when the actual match kind of started when Rhea came out. And Rhea obviously with the amazing Arthur Clown costume, the mask, the full attire with the bag as well. That was pretty cool. And Io Sky obviously the highlight, jumping and doing a moonsault or a front flip. From the top of the cage with the trash can on the head. Very iconic, and she's just kept that thing with her, and I think it was pretty cool, if you ask me. But other than that, it's been pretty bland. I feel like someone like Alexa Bliss, she was good, but I feel like she wasn't used as much. Becky Lynch as well, very underwhelming use of Becky Lynch. I felt like Nia Jax did more than Becky did in this match, which is kind of shocking. Um, like I'm not saying Becky was bad. She was just not used a lot. You know what I mean. There's a cool moment between Becky and Charlotte. I think I really like that as well. The callback to their friendship and the friend of foe kind of thing that they had back then, which was pretty cool. And that was about the highlight of the match. And I feel like it was lacking that story. It definitely did. Like in the men's war games, there was some story at least. Here, there was almost no story, nothing really connecting the members. Like Becky was completely, she was literally nothing. She had nothing to do with the other four women in the cage in her team. Um, and so that was that was the kind of disattachment. Even with AJ Lee, I feel like there was that disattachment that like they've got their own four in AJD and Becky Lynch, and they're just out here in a team doing nothing. So I feel like yeah, that was a bit disappointing. And AJ Lee as well. I think we should have got a bit more. I think that's what I asked for actually out of the whole match, just a bit more from some superstars because we got a whole lot of Io Sky, we got a whole lot of Charlotte Flair, we got a whole lot of Asuka, a whole lot of Kairi Sane, but I would have loved to see more of Lash Legend, more of Rhea Ripley because of the crowd actually, um, more of Alexa Bliss. Uh, Actually, Alexa Bliss was there for a good portion. That was fine. More of Becky, more of AJ Lee would have definitely been a very good match. I think when AJ Lee entered, when Becky was already there, and the narrative of AJ Lee climbing the stage, climbing the cage up, it was pretty good. But they did not follow it up. Like they did not uh, invoke havoc on them, and that was kind of what I wanted to see from that match. But yeah, I guess It is what it is. For me, it's a 3 stars. It's pretty average. It's an okay match. There's nothing wrong with them. I mean, there is wrong with them, but this is all, I think everything was pretty good. There were some botch moments as well, but I think we can overlook them. It was pretty good. But yeah, I'll give it a 3 out of 5 for that. Next up, we had the Intercontinental match, and my heart is broken. So John Cena is probably never gonna win from here, and I mean he has only one match, and he's probably gonna lose that. So his last singles victory was against Dom, and his last victory was in the Sheamus Rey Mysterio tag team match. So the match was short. The match was good. Like, it was an absolute cinema. I think we missed on a couple of things that I would have loved to see, but the match was short. We really did not get to see a lot of John Cena and Dominic Mysterio, right? The shenanigans started very, very quick. Very quick. I mean, the first few moments of the match, there was some kind of interference with I mean, not interference, the interaction with John Cena and Dom went out, and that's where the shenanigans started, right? Where Dom went out, pretended to be injured after trying to attempt that Hurricanrana, but landed awkwardly on his shoulder, and then Cena went in the ring. Medics were brought, referee all busy with Dom, then Raquel and Roxanne. Um, their tag scene, which was very cool to see John Cena get on a Tana bomb. That was pretty cool. But yeah, that's like it was very quick for the shenanigans, and then Raquel and Roxanne were put out. Actually, Dom should have won there itself, but the ref said he's not counting because he clearly cheated. It was a cool moment, but it really did not fall off from there. It was all shenanigans. Quickly after that, Cena bumped into the ref and shenanigans, as they say. Judgment Day came out. Um, this the whole sequence that happened was amazing, right? Judgment Day coming out, helping Dom, when Dom was put into STFU. And Cena then double AA to both Finn and JD, which is so cool. To finally see Cena do a double AA, which is uh, quite frankly shocking for a 48-year-old, which is honestly immense and insane for what he's giving us at this age. Um, but yeah, that whole sequence, even Liv Morgan returning, which we're gonna talk about, that whole sequence should have happened towards the end of the match. Once we have like, I would say even 10 minutes of good in ring wrestling, just exchanging blows, moves of each other, just stay in ring, and then we start with the shenanigans. That would have been cool. That would have been really cool. Dom fakes an injury at the end of the match, and then the whole sequence of ref bumping and Judgment Day, Liv Morgan. That would have been it. I feel like we missed out on that kind of John Cena retirement tour match kind of thing where he does his callbacks. I think I would have loved to see a couple of callbacks there, maybe even a 619 from John Cena. Um, but yeah, after Judgment Day went out, Cena had the upper hand. He put in AA, I think, and then he called for a ref. Uh, oh yeah, Dom brought the title, and Cena avoided it, put him through an AA. Call for a ref, and the laugh hit, and Liv Morgan is back. I was expecting Liv Morgan to be back. A lot expecting. I wanted Liv Morgan to be back, but not for this match. I wanted her to be back for Stephanie um, and Nikki Bella's match for the Women's World Championship. But she came back for this match, which is obviously, I get understandable, very comprehensible. But then she came back. She punched Dominic, not even slapped him. She punched Dominic, hugged Cena, which was kind of wait what like confusion moment, right? And then she did the whole Cena heel turn thing in Toronto, uh, with the whole nice face hug, grumpy face, and then kicking the balls, which yeah ended up being the a moment of the match where, yeah, she kicked him in the nuts, low blow. Then Dominic with the 619 and hitting Liv hit Cena with the belt, and then the frog splash 1 2 3. Dom is the new Intercontinental Champion. This whole sequence was amazing. I just wish it was longer. I just wish there was more wrestling than shenanigans. The spots were cool. The Morgan returning cool. Double AA cool. The whole fake injury cool. But it should have happened at the end of the match once we get like a good chunk of just wrestling, right? I think we missed that, and that's why I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10, a 4 out of 5. Sorry, my bad. 4 out of 5 because that 1 star would have been the wrestling. Otherwise, the match was amazing, but yeah, it missed the longevity of the match that I really wanted to see. So yeah. Moving on to the next match, which was the Stephanie Walker versus Nikki Bella. Oh my god. Not a very interesting match. I actually took some break during this match, but when I watched it, oh my god, it was a good match. One of the least anticipated matches, but it was a great match. I feel like Stephanie looked so good here, and I think it was a perfect outing for Stephanie Walker. Uh, and she had some very cool spots. The knee to the chest, the devil's kiss on the announce table, another devil's kiss. I thought she would do the devil's kiss on the metal plate in between of the rings. That would have been cool. But two devil's kiss, the SVP as well, and the what you call it, corkscrew splash. Is that what you call it? I don't know. The finish, beautiful. Even Nikki was okay, but I think Stephanie really dominated and showed why she's the champion. And I feel like that's a huge plus for Stephanie, because she's also not in the WrestleMania poster and now lives entering the WrestleMania poster, which is kind of I don't know what are you doing there, Papa H. But I think the match was good. At least anticipating, I think the match was good. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I don't have much to talk because I did not really watch the match. But like I took quite a chunk of the break, but I think whatever part I watched, it was good. I was not expecting that, and I think Nikki played a good role as well. But it was all Stephanie when I watched it, and I feel like she showed why she is the women's world champion, and I feel like it's all up from here. She just needs Liv to go for the title. I think that's the biggest thing that should happen. Uh, I would probably if I think Liv if she goes up with Liv should lose, and then whatever. So we have the WrestleMania program for Stephanie. I don't know. I think the next biggest thing for Stephanie after Liv would be Becky Lynch, and I would be honestly, I would love to see that. That would have been absolutely amazing to see Stephanie versus Becky, the whole feud. That would be amazing. But what's next for Nikki? I would say probably the Intercontinental Championship. I think she can build off this heel run. I think she's amazing. I was very surprised on how good she is because I did not watch Nikki as a heel. I did not watch Nikki at all actually. I got a glimpse of her, but not really as a full time wrestler, right? I was there for WrestleMania 33, like watched it. Um, but yeah, that's about it. But I think Nikki should be free to go, free to go to the Intercontinental Championship. Or even better, she can go to SmackDown for the U.S. Championship. I think that would be really sick. Even win it. I think Nikki winning the U.S. Championship would be a huge step. Would be a saver almost for the U.S. Women's U.S. division. But yeah, that's what I think. Ratings, I think 4 out of 5. I'm really impressed. Well, actually 3.5 out of 5. Right, 4 out of 5 is it's not touching the John Cena match. That's what I'm saying. So, 3.5 out of 5. That's a good rating. Up next, the main event, men's War Games match. Uh, wow, we started off very good with Braun Breaker and CM Punk. I think the whole story inside the War Games with Braun Breaker CM Punk starting and them ending was amazing with cementing Braun Breaker as the next guy for CM Punk, right? And I feel like yeah, that's the narrative they should go. Royal Rumble, yeah, sure, we can have it at Royal Rumble. We can have it at WrestleMania. I think Royal Rumble is a good place because it's in Saudi, so it's gonna be memorable. Uh, but more and all, I think. Then what's the? I think that's why they put the pivot on CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Because I thought CM Punk and Roman Reigns is for sure a WrestleMania 42 thing. And at the end, after everything, after dust settle, CM Punk and Roman Reigns, the Zebros, they patched up, and Roman and Cody had beef. So I'm like, so that is why I feel like CM Punk is losing the title before WrestleMania, because if he's not losing the title, CM Punk, he's facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That's for sure. But the narrative of Braun Breaker pinning Punk was the whole thing that Braun Breaker is gonna win the World Heavyweight Championship off of CM Punk. So I expect Roman Reigns to not face CM Punk, and that's why they planted the seeds for Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, the trilogy, which would be pretty sick. If you ask me, 39, 40, and 42, which would be amazing. I would love that, but again, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns is more appetizing. Dare I say, Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes is more appetizing. So I don't know which route they are really going. I feel like Roman Reigns is winning the Royal Rumble, that's for sure. But then CM Punk and Roman Reigns, that is what I had expected. But then Braun Breaker now, I feel like Braun Breaker is winning the World Heavyweight Championship as early as Royal Rumble. And that puts maybe Roman and Braun Breaker. Uh, that would be sick as well. But then Roman losing again at WrestleMania, I don't know. So there's a whole narrative to look at, but the match itself, we have to review that. Amazing match. I mean, it was not the best war games, but one of the best war games because there was story, there was star power here. For the most of the war games that we had for men, it was very much dominated on one side. Either the heels were dominated or the baby faces were dominated. But like there was basically Judgment Day and Bloodline. That's far off levels. Bloodline's winning for sure, and they did. So and there was OG Bloodline versus Timu Bloodline. I mean, come on. So there was a far more advantage, but this time it was all even, right? I think the start was amazing. Braun Breaker, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes coming out first was absolutely shocking. Both the World Heavyweight Champions. After getting mauled, both were bleeding, which is quite interesting. Um, so Braun Breaker wreak havoc, and then Drew McIntyre also came in. He put some stuff in. Logan Paul initially bringing the first weapons with the steel chairs. Amazing spots by Logan. Logan was amazing there. I think Cody was amazing too. To be really honest with you, but yeah, there was the whole highlight. Then Bronson Reed came in. Oh, Bronson Reed's spot was amazing. Tsunami. Each member got a tsunami, which was really cool. Jimmy Uso had his part as well. Really cool to see Jimmy, you know, actually get some good highlights in the match. Jey Uso coming in, neutralizing it. Jey Uso was a fun addition, but I think really story wise, Jey Uso did not help anything in this story. He did not really have some beef with Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed, so it was kind of okay. He doing the encore again in the middle of the war games, insane. But again, it was fine. I enjoyed it for the first time, and then immediately Brock Lesnar's music hit without any countdown. His music hit, which was um, yeah, it was pretty cool. Brock Lesnar came in, a big gulp, and everybody's down. Brock Lesnar's addition was amazing in this War Games. I feel like this was meant to be for him. Roman Reigns came in, and Brock goes out to confront him. Three Superman punches, two up. Brock Lesnar goes to the announcer's desk, and hits Roman with the F5. That was honestly an amazing sequence. But that was about it for Roman's highlight, really. Oh, he had one with the brass knuckles. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, Logan Paul saving Brock Lesnar with the brass knuckles. That was sick. And Brock Lesnar really had beef with just Roman Reigns. I mean, Roman Reigns was the only one to neutralize Brock Lesnar, really. There was no one else to neutralize Brock Lesnar. Cody did not neutralize Brock Lesnar. CM Punk did not neutralize Brock Lesnar, which is kind of, I don't like that because I feel like CM Punk, for the name that is, he should have some advantage against Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes as well. But it was ultimately Roman Reigns putting Brock Lesnar to the table and putting him out for good. And that's where the story kind of went from Brock and Roman to Braun and CM Punk. And the biggest question, who is the hooded masked man? He came out when Punk hit Logan with the GTS, went for the cover. Braun broke the cover, but then someone with a hoodie and a mask entered the cage, hit CM Punk. He looked at both Braun Breaker and CM Punk. He hit CM Punk and then stomped him. I don't think it's Seth because of the way he walked, because of the way he jumped the cage. I don't think it's Seth. But it could be Austin. I really don't know the figure of Austin to figure out if it is Austin. But it's definitely not the figure of Seth. It kind of looked like R-Truth when he came out in Money in the Bank. uh, but I actually don't know who that is. He's a pretty average height, so it's not like Randy Orton and stuff. Could be Chris Jericho, but I think Chris Jericho is more weighted. Like this guy was pretty slim. Um, I don't think it's Seth. I really don't think so. Seth is with a shoulder injury, and more and all, the figure does not look like Seth. It could be Austin Theory. I feel like it's Austin Theory. But why would he stomp him? To raise the question if it's Seth? Probably. But yeah, that's how Braun Breaker then spears CM Punk, gets the pin. Braun Breaker now has the bragging right of him pinning CM Punk, the World Heavyweight Champion. So Braun Breaker is going to be the future World Heavyweight Champion, or the next World Heavyweight Champion, as should I say. That's what they hinted in the post match press conference, post show. Paul Heyman going out then saying the undisputed, uncrowned World Heavyweight Champion of the world, Braun Breaker, which is really sick. And I think, yeah, that's going to happen. That's the immediate fate of Braun Breaker pinning CM Punk. But the biggest question to me, yeah, the hooded guy, sure, but what happened the aftermath of the match? Roman, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Roman helping CM Punk, the Zebros, um, they're cool, but Cody is not cool. Cody had some things to say, and Roman said he's never ever teaming with Cody, which is, I feel like it's stupid because he said he does not want to see the Usos till Christmas, right? Oh, Thanksgiving is it? No, Christmas, and he's here with them. He literally came out to help the Usos. His reason for joining uh, the War Games was to help Usos and to put his frustration on Brock and the Vision as well. So I don't know where we're going. So we're probably pivoted from Roman and Punk to Roman and Cody because Braun